There are places that don't appear on any map, not because they're lost, just never truly seen for what they are. Not the crowded wonders or famous landmarks, but surreal fragments where nature hides its most majestic creations, as if saving them for those curious enough to search. In the mist-covered mountains of China, the sandstone pillars of Wugu Yuan rise like a forest of spears, a floating world where hanging bridges stretch between peaks, like fragile threads pulled tight between heaven and abyss. But if nature can carve sanctuaries in the sky, then on the other side of the earth, it burns. In Moab, Utah, the rocks glow red like smoldering coals, shaping a landscape that looks less like Earth and more like a forgotten planet. And just when you think you've seen the edge of magnificence, Ireland whispers otherwise. At the cliffs of Moher, walls of stone tower 200 meters above the Atlantic, as if Earth was once torn open by an invisible force and never quite healed. These places don't just leave you in awe, they make you wonder how many more wonders are still hiding, waiting to be seen for the very first time. Fenglin Buyi's scenic spot shows the raw beauty of the southwest mountains, with limestone ranges, red maple forests in fall, and clear, winding streams. When sunlight passes through the maple leaves, the whole area glows in bright red, yellow, and orange like a living painting. Waterfalls drop more than 100 feet over mossy rocks, creating soft sounds like wind chimes echoing from deep in the forest. Buye wooden stilt houses sit along the hills, with black tile roofs and strong stone pillars that feel both solid and ancient. Some have said they heard their names or messages about what to do next in life. No one has explained the sounds, but the stone is still worshipped and seen as sacred. Lake Baikal is the deepest freshwater lake in the world, with a depth of about 5,387 feet and an age of over 25 million years. It holds around 20% of all the unfrozen fresh water on the planet, with water so clear you can see over 131 feet deep. In winter, the lake freezes with crystal clear ice that cracks loudly like cannon fire. Lake Baikal is the only place on Earth where freshwater seals live, showing its ancient and special ecosystem. Tiny life in the lake helps clean the water naturally, keeping it pure without human help. For local people, the lake is sacred and linked to old legends and traditional ceremonies. When my village sits between pine forests and deep valleys, with clear streams and blooming flowers, creating a painting-like, natural view each spring. Each morning, sunlight shines through the mist and reflects on the curved tile roofs of old houses, lighting up the whole village. Traditional wooden and stone homes have carved wooden doors, stone-paved yards, and long porches that feel peaceful and close to nature. An old legend says that on the first night of the new year, a special stone by the stream glows softly when approached by someone sincere. If they place their hand on the stone and recite a poem they wrote, they will gain clarity and good fortune in learning for the whole year. No one can explain the glow, but villagers believe the stone holds spiritual energy and connects people to the light of wisdom in nature. Wugu Yuan is a natural wonder formed over hundreds of millions of years, with more than 3,000 sandstone pillars rising between 650 and 1,000 feet into the sky. These stone towers were shaped by uplift, erosion, and weathering, creating a one-of-a-kind landscape found nowhere else. A special feature of Wugu Yuan is the dense collection of natural stone towers shaped like mythical creatures. A local legend says these towers are spirits of the mountains turned to stone to guard a sacred land. Today, strict conservation is in place, and visitors must follow fixed trails to avoid harming the delicate ecosystem. This is one of the rare places that holds both great geological value and deep cultural and spiritual meaning. Cliffs of Moher was formed over 300 million years ago from ancient seabed, lifted and eroded slowly by strong ocean winds and rain. The cliffs rise more than 700 feet and stretch over 5 miles, creating a massive natural wall beside the wild Atlantic Ocean. When sunlight passes through the mist, the rock layers shift color from silver gray to copper red, forming a magical and changing scene. This area is home to over 20 rare seabird species and thousands of individuals, such as puffins and gulls. The site is now strictly protected and offers controlled tourism to preserve the marine ecosystem and stunning natural landscape. Moab is a strange sandstone region where red and orange rocks were naturally shaped over millions of years, creating a landscape that looks like another planet. Some cliffs rise hundreds of feet high and are eroded into cracked, curved shapes like the earth once shook violently here. Large rocks have been reported to make cracking sounds at sunrise, like they are breathing, while wind through narrow gaps sounds like flutes or whispers. Visitors have felt lost when deep inside the canyons, and compasses may shift slightly near certain rock formations. At night, strange flickering lights have appeared close to the ground, making many think of hidden energy. With surreal shapes and unexplained events, Moab feels like the line between reality and an ancient world has almost disappeared. Waitomo Glowworm Caves were formed over 30 million years ago from limestone created by fossilized sea creatures, then shaped by rainwater into underground chambers. This place is famous for thousands of glowworms hanging from the ceiling, making the cave look like a magical starry sky underground. The blue light from the glowworms is caused by a rare biological reaction, creating a surreal and mysterious atmosphere. In total darkness, an underground river quietly carries visitors through this magical scene, like drifting through a miniature galaxy. According to local legend, the light is believed to be ancestral spirits, guiding the way through the dark, giving the cave spiritual meaning. The cave is now strictly protected, with limited daily visitors and a ban on artificial light to preserve its delicate ecosystem. Angkor Thom is a giant ancient capital built over 800 years ago, known for its strong stone walls and hundreds of giant stone faces looking in 4 directions. The whole city was planned like a model of the universe based on Hindu beliefs, showing advanced thinking in philosophy and astronomy. Millions of heavy stones were stacked with perfect precision without using any glue, and the building technique is still not fully explained. Some areas inside the city are believed to have underground tunnels or levels that have never been discovered, adding more mystery. Many electronic devices have failed when used near the center area, making scientists think there may be strange magnetic energy there. In the early morning, when sunlight hits the moss-covered towers and fog still floats, the scene looks like a sacred, forgotten world. Chini Demar is a magnificent natural heritage site in Madagascar, known for its sharp limestone formations shaped over millions of years by water and wind. This location is in a remote region, requiring travel through dense forest and rough terrain to reach, adding mystery and challenge to any exploration. Scientifically, it is home to hundreds of unique plant and animal species, many of which are not found anywhere else in the world. Biologists see it as a living lab for studying evolution and adaptation under extreme conditions. Culturally, local people consider this area sacred, closely linked to ancient beliefs and deep respect for nature. The surreal beauty of the sharp rock peaks gives the feeling of stepping onto another planet. Table Mountain is one of the oldest mountains in the world, with a geological age of over 260 million years, and a strange flat top like a giant table. It stands about 3,563 feet tall and can create a cloud cover on top like a white cloth, called the tablecloth of the gods by locals. What's strange is that even after millions of years of erosion, the flat summit remains nearly unchanged. There are more than 1,400 plant species here that can only be found in this place, making it a globally valuable outdoor biological museum. Many radio signals have been reported to go strange when flying near the summit, leading to theories about unusual magnetic fields. Cliff Village sits about 2,600 feet above the ground, surrounded by steep cliffs and drifting clouds all year, creating a legendary and dramatic landscape. From the village, you can see endless mountain layers and clouds floating right at eye level, especially beautiful at sunrise through the morning mist. The homes here are built tightly against the cliffs using earth, stone, and bamboo, small but very strong for this steep terrain. One of the most unique features is the old rope ladders once used to climb the cliffs, hanging hundreds of feet in the air. Though metal stairs have replaced the ropes, a section of the old ladder remains as a spiritual symbol of connection with the past. Visitors often stop to place a hand on the rough rope, silently hoping for protection on their journey through the mighty cliffs. Perto Moreno is one of the most impressive glaciers in the world, stretching about 19 miles and standing nearly 230 feet above the lake. The glacier shines with a bright turquoise color under the sunlight, creating a view that feels both grand and surreal. Unlike many other glaciers, this one has stayed the same size for decades without shrinking. Sometimes, large blocks of ice break off and crash into the lake, sounding like thunder and sending strong waves. Perto Moreno is not just a natural wonder, but also a symbol of national pride for Argentina. Agua Yuan community is a massive urban area with hundreds of tall buildings packed closely together, forming one of the most modern complexes in the city. Despite being a mega development, it stays close to nature with parks, man-made lakes, hanging gardens, and shaded walking paths. In the mornings and evenings, people walk under the trees, exercise by the lake, or meditate in gardens, enjoying calm within the concrete. Some say certain floors and units always have lights on, but never show any signs of life, like they are run by something unseen. Many practice meditation at sunrise, saying the area holds special energy that helps quiet the mind and strengthen inner focus. The mix of modern design, green space, and spiritual mystery makes Agua Yuan both real and surreal. Halakala is a national park known for its volcano over 1,000 feet high, where sunrise creates a glowing sea of clouds. Its landscape includes a wide crater with red soil, black rocks, and volcanic ash that feels like walking on another planet. This place is sacred in local beliefs, seen as the home of gods and where the sun was once held still in ancient legends. The weather at Halakala changes quickly in one day, from bright sun to cold fog, just a few steps apart. Standing in front of this scene, many feel deep peace and realize how small they are in the wide universe, like touching a world beyond reality. Refuge is one of the rare coastal places that still keeps its wild nature and ancient charm in the modern world. It is located on a limestone peninsula and features steep cliffs and crystal-clear water that stays transparent even hundreds of feet from the shore. The narrow stone streets and old stone houses with red roofs create a view that feels like it came from a fairy tale. There is a sacred story here about a statue of the Virgin Mary that washed ashore and could not be moved, which led the people to build a holy site. Strange things like unusual lights and mysterious sounds are still reported sometimes, attracting curious visitors and explorers. Thanks to strict preservation rules and sustainable tourism efforts, Rovinj has kept its ancient identity and offers travelers a timeless experience. Finlays Cave is one of Scotland's most unique natural wonders, formed by perfectly hexagonal basalt columns created through ancient volcanic eruptions. When ocean waves enter the cave, they crash against the walls and produce echoes that sound like organ music in a grand cathedral. At certain times of the year, sunlight enters the cave and creates a vertical beam of light that looks like a mythic column of fire. Some visitors say they feel time slowing down while inside, and others report hearing whispering sounds with no known source. Photos taken in the cave sometimes show strange light distortions, as if the space itself is bending. Finlays Cave is more than a sea cave made of rock. It is a place where natural physics meets the deep mysteries of ancient legend. Biken Village is an ancient place hidden among forested mountains where time feels frozen and nature remains beautifully untouched. Surrounding the village are bamboo groves, misty hills, and gentle streams flowing all year, bringing a fresh and peaceful atmosphere. Old wooden houses with moss-covered roofs sit along the slopes, creating a simple yet charming mountain scene. In spring, wildflowers bloom across the hills, while autumn brings golden leaves that cover the village in quiet beauty. Legends say ancient alchemists once lived here, leaving behind mysterious symbols and sacred trees with strange shapes. The mix of poetic landscape and spiritual depth makes Biken Village a mysterious and special destination. Hacha Pass is located in the Talkeetna Mountains of Alaska, standing at nearly 3,340 feet above sea level with a cold and harsh climate year-round. The area is hard to reach, especially during winter when thick snow and ice block access, appealing mostly to wilderness explorers. It is one of the rare places that still preserves its original beauty, with high mountain ecosystems untouched by urban or tourism development. Historically, it was a gold mining center in the early 20th century, and many archaeological remains still hold research value. Hacha Pass also serves scientists studying geology and climate change in an environment with minimal human interference. Its isolation, rough terrain, and lack of infrastructure make it a hidden natural treasure in Alaska. Mundhal Glacia is about 13 miles long, formed thousands of years ago through layers of snow packed and compressed over time. The glacier's surface is naturally blue, reflecting sunlight like crystal and creating a scene that is both cold and bright. One rare phenomenon here is the ice caves inside the glacier. where light shines through thick ice to form glowing blue spaces. These caves keep changing as the ice melts, making each visit unique and impossible to repeat. Many visitors standing before the giant ice mass feel total silence and realize how fragile the natural world truly is. Bozang Waterfall is one of the tallest and most stunning waterfalls, with water falling from hundreds of feet high and creating a misty white veil with echoing sound. The waterfall is surrounded by lush forests and layered natural rock formations shaped as if carved by nature's hand. The sound of water, blending with wind and forest birds, creates a natural symphony that makes the soul feel cleansed. Strangely, the water flow remains nearly the same in both dry and rainy seasons, puzzling scientists who can't locate its exact source. According to ancient legends, this place was where gods once descended to teach human wisdom and virtues. Bozang Waterfall is not only a beautiful natural sight, but also a spiritual symbol where people find peace and a deeper connection with the universe. Santorini features a crescent-shaped land formed by an ancient volcanic eruption, with cliffs rising hundreds of feet around a sunken caldera. On top of the cliffs, white houses with blue domes create a perfect blend between architecture and nature. The island was once the center of the ancient Minoan civilization and is linked to Greek legends, seen in its rituals and traditional arts. A unique phenomenon here is the orange-pink sunset light that covers the island, making the scenery romantic and dreamlike. Hot gases still sometimes rise from the underwater volcano, showing that geological activity continues. This balance between strong natural beauty and deep cultural history gives Santorini emotional power that overwhelms and inspires reflection. Owl Creek Pass is a hard-to-reach destination located in the San Juan Mountains of Colorado, with rugged trails and challenging terrain. At an elevation of over 1,000 feet, it attracts those who love exploring the wilderness and seeking tranquility. The landscape at Owl Creek Pass includes towering mountains, pristine forests, and deep valleys, creating an untouched space that few places can match. Scientifically, this area is home to many wild animals and is also an ideal destination for studies in zoology and geology. Owl Creek Pass is rare not only due to its inaccessibility, but also because of the unique natural beauty it offers. With no widespread tourism development, it helps preserve the natural ecosystem and maintain its peaceful atmosphere. Drift Creek Falls features a white waterfall dropping from a tall cliff into a dense, old-growth forest, formed through thousands of years of geological erosion. The landscape is wild and pristine, blending strong flowing water, ancient pine trees, and lush green plants throughout the year. A highlight is the suspension bridge, about 240 feet long, that stretches across the canyon, letting visitors view the entire waterfall from above. Geologists discovered that the rock formations beneath the falls might be remnants of an ancient sediment layer broken by a long-past earthquake. A native legend says this was once a sacred site used for rain rituals, where ancestors' voices are still believed to echo through the forest. Drift Creek Falls attracts nature lovers, while conservation groups are working to preserve the ecosystem by limiting tourism impact. Wugu Gorge is a majestic natural wonder with towering cliffs and overwhelming depth, where thick mist creates a dreamy and floating landscape. Each morning, the gorge is covered in white fog, making the entire area seem to hover between sky and earth. The lush forest at the bottom blends with moss-covered stone layers to create a magical and mysterious atmosphere. A strange phenomenon has been recorded where compasses suddenly stop working or spin uncontrollably at certain points in the gorge. According to ancient legends, this place was once a hidden sanctuary where Taoist priests practiced spiritual energy cultivation. Many travelers come here not only to enjoy the natural beauty, but also to meditate and connect with the spiritual world in the wild. Jackson Hole is a large valley surrounded by mountain ranges over 1,000 feet high, showing the wild beauty of the American West. In summer, wildflowers cover the land with bright colors, and in winter, snow turns the place into a white wonder. Because of its bowl shape and highland weather, fog and frost appear often, making the landscape look magical. Jackson Hole was once home to hunters, settlers, and cowboys, and that history still lives in its old buildings and local culture. Here, people can see moose, eagles, or even bears in the wild without any zoo. Every moment in Jackson Hole brings peace and reminds people of their deep connection to nature and life. Milford Sound is a fjord formed during the Ice Age, known for its towering cliffs that rise up to around 4,000 feet and deep blue waters. It has one of the highest rainfall levels in the world, creating hundreds of temporary waterfalls during heavy rain that change the scenery quickly. When the sky clears, the surface of the water reflects the surrounding mountains like a vivid natural mirror. This land was once considered sacred by the native people and is linked to ancient legends. Early European explorers mistook it for a river mouth, showing how its beauty goes beyond ordinary imagination. What makes it special is the contrast between its mighty landscape and the peaceful feeling it brings. Teton Range was formed about 9 million years ago by a geological fault that created steep peaks rising nearly 13,800 feet with sharp natural outlines. Its peaks rise almost vertically from low ground without gradual foothills, making them appear taller than they really are. Snow covers the mountains year-round, and sunlight creates colorful scenes that change beautifully with each season. Mysterious flashing lights have been seen at night on some of the peaks, and science has not fully explained these strange events. Teton Range is home to rare wild animals and remains one of the few mountain areas still mostly untouched by human development. Strict conservation efforts help protect its natural beauty and biodiversity, making it a perfect destination for those who love pure and powerful nature. Key City Forest Garden is a unique urban eco-park that brings peace through its thick green trees and clean, fresh air. Its rich plant life creates a layered ecosystem that covers small lakes, artificial hills, and winding forest trails. In the misty mornings, sunlight shines through the leaves, creating a magical scene like an ink painting. Local people once believed in a sacred tree called the Time Guardian, used in New Year rituals for peace and clarity. Each year at sunrise on the first day, people visit the stump to meditate and pray, feeling deeply connected to nature's rhythm.